SMT Nation, what is going on? It is your boy, the SMT. This video, we're going to be focusing on Dish Wireless, 5G Project Genesis. What can we expect from network performance from Dish in the early onset? When the first network market goes live, Las Vegas. It'll be probably later on this year. We're expecting a Q3 launch right around the start of the NFL season. What should we expect? All right, so let's take a look at this. This is going to be a greenfield 5G network, right? It is going to be what's considered a tri-band network, but it's not going to have incredible capacity throughput, not like what we see from the other carriers in the instances where they have all of that, those swaths of spectrum and those ultra-wide channels, right? So channel bandwidth really is the limiting factor to how you can achieve high speeds. For example, where N41 for T-Mobile has very wide channels, 80, 100 megahertz, right? It's very fast. N77 for C-band, Verizon and AT&T, when they've got their full license allowance there, right? It's going to be very fast. This drives home the point that Dish will not be simply a capacity and speed-based carrier. They're going to focus on services and 5G diversity use cases. Standalone 5G and cloud services will be their calling card, and how they leverage the sale of their network and the network as a service. So they'll have, probably the best of ultra low latencies, right? Ultra high reliability, and that'll kind of be their calling card. So what should we expect from speeds then? I think a more uniform, humble speed of averages, maybe around 100 megabits is fair. When we look at some of the research groups and the analyst groups and, market analysts, when they speak on it, they kind of see it that way, right? They see it as more of a uniform 100 megabit per second average type of network. And in some instances, hitting 200, 300, or 400, depending on, which carriers they have on that site. Does it deploy CBRS? Do they have their full AWS allocations? That sort of thing. So the speed expectations need to be kind of tempered. You're not going to be seeing 600, 700, 800 megabits per second, or what we're getting from Verizon's ultra wideband millimeter wave. So keep the expectations to something realistic. Now uplink, it should be pretty close to the same as the downlink, right? The channel bandwidth is estimated to be somewhere around 30 megahertz of spectrum dedicated to downlink and about 25 megahertz dedicated to the uplink. So whether it's low band or it's mid band, right? N71 or whatever, N66, N70, they've got CBRS and, national at 10 to 20 megahertz. It's going to be a limiting factor because there's no handsets that can actually aggregate the carriers, meaning combine different radio bands. So you connect to one radio band and that's it, currently. The next generation of smartphone with the next generation of modem technologies, that could potentially change. All right, so an example, I think, like what we see theoretically, if they were to get the carrier aggregation, getting two carrier aggregation in 5GNR, the speeds could theoretically double or triple maybe, right? So, for example, like an N71 channel of 20 megahertz with an N66 channel of 20 megahertz, now you've got 40 megahertz of bandwidth. Add, 4x4 MIMO technologies, the 256 QAM, all these different technologies that offer throughput and capacity, they can increase 2, 3, or even 4-fold. And of course, all that restricted on the SoC side, it's really up to consumer handhelds. I'm assuming that possibly the X70 chipset for the next generation of modem technology could change this. Anyways, the speeds at launch should be fine. I don't really see how this is a problem. How many customers will Dish actually have year one of the Project Genesis launch? How many customers will they have in Las Vegas or Denver or wherever else? I don't know. That remains to be seen. Dish will need to prove themselves, to the customers and the consumers of wireless that, they need to get customers from AT&T and T-Mobile and Verizon, and offer similar capacity experience. Maybe not as fast, right? Because they don't have the bandwidth, but it should be close. They should be pretty competitive. But they will have to do something different and unique to pry those customers away. So whether it's pricing or it's gaming and video calling experiences, the VR, AR, drones, who knows, however they can do it. Throw in a bonus. It looks like Dish is actually on the hunt for another MVNO deal, They're probably looking to scoop up an MVNO for the sake of having a larger existing consumer base to serve. That would make sense. Anyways, SMT takeaways from this. Number one, they want you to pump the brakes on Dish wireless speeds. Don't expect the ultra wideband, what we're seeing from 5G plus with AT&T with their millimeter wave and Verizon with the millimeter wave, or even T-Mobile with the, N41 capacity. It's just not going to be there. It should be competitive, but it's not going to be as fast. It's probably going to be fine for 99% of folks, but I think in terms of unique use cases, that's where Dish has the advantage, being a greenfield 5G network. But with some true 5G use cases and capabilities, things that are mostly latency related as opposed to just speed related and capacity, this gives them the edge, right? So they may not be the fastest, but they could be the best in reliability and execution with 5G use cases. And of course, expect aggressive entry-level pricing. I think this is how Dish gets in, whether it's wholesale with MVNOs and also prepaid and consumer, and that's their opportunity. And they can always use their assets to their advantage, situations like with Sling, the sport betting, the telehealth. There's a lot of opportunities there that have yet to be actualized, and that's, I think, going to be what they can do. But in terms of capacity, like I said, there's nothing to worry about. They just want people to pump the brakes. Their network's going to have low traffic. It's not going to have a ton of users on it, right? Limited number of people. I don't know if there's 350 million wireless subscribers in this country. Do you see Dish having more than 30 or 35 million? I don't know if it can really expect more than that, but I expect an intelligent, very unique, task slicing, innovative, networking-based tool set that they can utilize on the network side that makes them unique and different, that a lot of people should be very excited about. Even if you're not going to see the ultra wide bands, huge channels and 700, 800 gigabit speeds, that we expect from the other carriers. But it should be good. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of research analysts, their take on it. Let me know what you think of mine. Do you think they'll be competitive? Do you think they're going to struggle? Is it going to be hard for them to get market share? Do you see things differently? Go ahead and sound off in the comment section below. Drop me a line, the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. And let's go ahead and hashtag Dish5G. If you're a real one and you watch this all the way through, hashtag Dish5G. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Thank you for taking this opportunity to watch the SMT YouTube channel. If you appreciated this video, give it a like and a share to all your favorite social media platforms. Thank you in advance for that. Also, check out some of the links in the description box. We have the SMT Patreon page. We also have the Twitter handle at SneedTech. And do check out the audio-only podcast available on all the major podcast platforms. And if you are new, have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and activate the bell notification icon so you never miss an upload from the SMT. We'll catch you on the next video. Peace.